Hello and welcome to another update video about Polygon MATIC. Polygon is now, or MATIC is now above 90 cents, which makes things a little bit more complicated now. It makes it a little bit more complicated now. The reason for that is that we broke above the red resistance area that we highlighted in the last videos already. Yeah, when we moved up here, I mentioned to you, yeah, I'm probably now more in favor of further upside here in this WXY pattern. I mean, that's the pattern that we've had on the chart now for a few days, and the market has moved into the expected direction. However, it has moved up even through the resistance area, which is for this wave 2. So basically it moved through this wave 2 area, where normally the area where the wave 2 it should have stopped, right? So it moved through it, broke resistance. Is it invalidated? No, not yet. However, the wave 2 has become less likely now. So it's still a possibility. But we have to adjust the count, I think, because it has just become unlikely by breaking above the resistance zone that has been indicated on the chart. This is, of course, not a zone that I just sort of, made up. No, it's based on Fib retracements. Basically the retracement of the wave 1, and if you have a wave 2 that retraces more than the 78.6 retracement, yeah, then it's most likely not going to work out. I mean, it's not invalidated until we break above 94.2 cents, but we want to make sure that we adjust primary counts as soon as probabilities shift. Yeah, so while I was before in favor of this just being a wave 2 retracement, I will have to change the count now and have to assume that this is a reset of the B wave. That's sort of the best I can see here at the moment for MATIC, which would mean that we could push even higher here. So let me look at that in detail with you. First of all, the primary expectation here for MATIC on the higher time frame is still that we go lower. We have the higher level pattern here. This is the chart since June. We had a wave 1 to the upside as an impulse, and the primary count still suggests that we moved down in an A wave, bottomed here in September, we moved up in a B wave, and we're now coming down in a C wave. The C wave takes an unusual form now. So the C wave, yeah, the C wave consists of 5 waves. So I'm looking at this as a wave 1, which was basically the low on the 9th of November when FTX collapsed. Then we had a wave 2, which moved up here. That was on the 10th of November. And we're now coming down in the wave 3. There should be a 4 and a 5. This is an ending diagonal pattern, in my opinion, which means all the subwaves are ABC patterns, which means also the wave 3 should be ABC, A wave, B wave, C wave. It's quite a clear pattern now, but it takes quite long to play out, right? That's what I mean in terms of proportions. This is getting really, really long now, which is why my previous expectation was that this A and B was already finished and that we were moving down in C already, but the strong pullback now lets me favor that this is just an extended B wave. So yeah, so that's clear. I'm gonna take off the yellow count now off the chart because it indicates that the C wave probably, based on the latest movements, hasn't even started yet. The C wave to the downside here should be a 5-wave move. So it doesn't look like it started yet due to the overextension here of the corrective wave. So I think this is most likely not going to be an ABC anymore. We are pushing a bit too high. So we can take a look at that in a minute as well. Important here to understand is that we could obviously be in a direct breakout as well. We talked about that in the previous video as well. We would then have to count the higher level pattern as a 1-2, 1-2 setup, but I don't see it as very likely. I mean, certainly probabilities have shifted now to a direct breakout as well, or no, they haven't shifted to, well, they have increased the probabilities of a direct breakout. And where I told you, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, that I would only give a direct breakout from here maybe a 30% probability. That might have now gone up to 35 to 40%, but it's still the less likely option because it would mean This was a wave 1 up, a 2 down, a 1 up, a 2 down, but I don't like the structure of it, and it would be a very unusual bottom. Therefore, primary expectation still has to be that we lower and that we go lower eventually, and that what we're doing at the moment is just a reset of the B wave. Targets for the B wave, well, and this is now where we can draw the fib levels. So the B wave, the new resistance for this B wave, I mean, we've now reached the 38.2 retracement. That is for a B wave a common one, and it could become a running flat here, ABC, and it would finish here and can come down. If we now see a signal that is coming down, this would signal the start of the C wave, and I'm going to tell you what a signal might be. But if we break above the 38.2 retracement, above 91.2 cents, we could certainly get into this region between the 50% and the 78.6% retracement, between 95.9 and $1.07. But first of all, we need to break resistance now at 91.26 cents. So looking at this in a little bit more detail, as I said, if we have a reset of the B wave, it means that this was probably an A wave, down in a B, and we're moving up in wave C. And important to understand now is, what is the key pivot point? Below which level do we have a signal in place that the top has been made in the C wave? So this is a resistance area. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to get there, but because it is most likely now a C wave within B, it means we are in an impulse, and an impulse can last long. An impulse can last, you need to stay aware, or you need to be aware that an impulse can always extend further as long as critical support levels hold. So what is this critical support level? So to get that, we need to label now the wave C. And I would give it a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Wave 4 should now be coming, and then another high, which means we can expect a continuation of the C wave as long as wave 4 support is holding. And what is wave 4 support? So let's draw that as well. So I just want to do that accurately. So it indicates wave 4 support is usually between the 50% and the 23.6% retracement. If we drop below 84 cents, it indicates that a top is in place. Quite clearly, yeah? That's the 50% retracement. If it goes below that, it's most likely not a wave 4, and then we have only 3 waves up. And basically, if we, for example, turn around now and break down from here, break the 50% retracement, I would go back to the previous count that I just took off, because the 1-2 setup in yellow, which I took off now, was never invalidated, and basically we only have an ABC to the upside. What we now need for continuation is waves 4 and 5, and the wave 4 should not drop below the 84.8, but let's be on the safe side, let's say 84 cents, below the 84 cent level. Okay, and that's my update about MATIC. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.